What is going on, YouTubers? Jay here from MJ Tech, today with another bicycle unboxing, assembly, and review. This is the Hitway BK6, and it has been out in the market now since I believe the summer of 2022 approximately. And it is, yes, a fairly new bike to the market, but what I'm loving the most about this one is the fact that it has a 750 watt motor, 48 volts. Now, according to the price, I've seen prices like this on bikes that are typically 36 volts. Like I said, this one is a 48 volt. I'm pretty sure that it is restricted because the maximum speed right now is about 20 miles an hour. But we will hack that and make it a little bit faster. Typically 750 watt, 48 volt bikes, they go up to 32 miles an hour. So I'm more than confident that this is restricted. This one comes with 20-inch tires. They are 3 inches in width, which is nice. It does have front suspension. It is a complete foldable bike, meaning that you can fold it in half so that you can fit it inside of a trunk, any tight space. And as a matter of fact, right now I think it comes folded in half, which is great because the box is not so big like with other bicycles. This one has a max range between 55 kilometers and 125 kilometers. So in miles, that would be between 35 miles minimum and about 75 miles maximum. I am assuming that's on eco mode and with a really lightweight rider. But still, guys, those are big promises to just put a minimum out there of about 35 miles. That, in my opinion, it is still a lot. So of course, that's why we're doing this video, to test it out. This one here has a price point of $7.99. It is available on Amazon, and they come in black, blue, and also silver. Now Hitway decided to send me their backpack as well, which we're going to unbox right now. The backpack was shipped separately, just so that you know, and this is cool because they send it matching the bike. I got the black color, which is cool because, as you can observe, I think I like black. So anyways, here's the, hold on, I thought this was a backpack, and yes, it is some sort of bag. As you guys can tell, it doesn't look much like a backpack. It looks more like a travel bag for the bike. So right now we're gonna set it aside and put this aside as well. And now we're gonna go ahead and unbox what you guys are looking for. This thing is amazing, guys. The battery that it has is a 14 amp hour battery, 48 volts, and it charges between 4 and 5 hours approximately. That's cool. Now what I like about this one also is the fact that it folds in half, and the battery is removable very easily, so you can purchase a separate battery if you're traveling long distances, and the battery is quite light. Now, as per the weight of the bike, it says right here that it is 34.4 kilograms. That's about 75 pounds, but I'm assuming that's with the box and everything that is currently covering it. But the net weight here of the bike itself is about 62 pounds. That is not too heavy, guys. We can see that this is recommended for ages minimum 16 plus. And today is Sunday. I have all of my other bikes here and scooters fully charged up. We're gonna do a little Sunday ride, so that's gonna be cool. Okay, so now that we broke all those straps, this is what we get inside. Check this out. We get the seat, which is this right here. Let's set it aside. We get some boxes, and we get a tire inflator, which is now quite common on these electric vehicles, at least the ones from Amazon. This is the charger. The charger is a 54.6 2 amp charger. Again, it charges the battery between 4 and 5 hours. So that's quite typical. It is not super fast, but it's not super slow either. We get, of course, the manuals and a quick start guide as well. This is the BK6M, they call it. And you guys can pretty much see the style right here. So let's go ahead and keep taking stuff out, guys. That's the inflator. We have foam protecting everything quite well. So inside of this box, we probably have more hardware. Let's see, these are the reflectors from what I can see. And wow, check this out, guys. For the first time ever, they include a lock. Wow, never seen anything like it. It looks like it is a combination lock. This is super great. I mean, for $7.99, so far I am quite impressed with the overall packaging quality. These are the reflectors. We get the pedals. We get some rubbers to protect the nut of the wheels. We get some zip ties and a Allen set tool so that we can tighten things up. Wow, that's great, guys. I never seen to where they include a lock for it as well. And so let's go ahead, and I think now we can just pull it out and then take the rest later. Let's do that right now. Here it comes. Put the box aside. And here it is. So now we got all that wrapping removed. We just got to work here on the steering itself. That's because what's on the ground right now. I wanted to show you guys how to put it together. The first thing here is going to be the latch. If you look at it, there's like a little tab. You lift it up, and then you pull on the handle, and then that's how you fold it again. And to unfold it, you simply open it up and then put in the handle, like push it in, and then finally this little pin, put it down, and that will secure it in place. It feels very nice and firm on there. Also, this one has a 7-speed Shimano mechanism here for the gears, which is nice. We can see the motor already, 48 volt, 750 watt. I can see it stamped on there, which is nice as well. And check this out, guys. We don't really need the reflectors because of the fact that it has electronic lights on the back, which is a plus. We have one wire that goes through here. We have one on the back side, and we also have a headlight. Check this out. So the reflectors are entirely voluntary. All we have to do to get it completely assembled is just install the pedals, the seat, and the handlebars, and of course check all the bolts, make sure that everything is tight as it is supposed to be. We do have the keys for the battery. This is very important because this is where you keep your bike secure. So if you look here in this keyhole, you have the unlock, you have the off and on. So to turn on the bike, flick it to the right, then you have a little battery indicator at the top. Right now we hardly have any charge on here. To remove it, you push it like it says on there, put it on the unlock position, lift up the seat, and check this out. Now we can take out the battery and charge it. Before I had it to where the bike had the battery built in, so I had to move the whole thing all the way up to my outlet in order to charge it. Now we don't have to do that. This is very, very convenient. The next thing you have to do is attach the fender, the rear fender. There's these two screws right about here in which you have to put on there. For this, you can use this tool. I already have one of those from a previous bike. It is in here. Okay, I believe this is a size 5, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, it is a size 5. Now, I do have sophisticated tools for this, meaning like an impact drill, but we're gonna use the tools included for now, just to show you guys that it is super simple. Right now we have the bike about 95% assembled. All we got to do is work on those pedals. Now we got the bike fully assembled as shown. So our next step is to inflate the tires. This can hold, or these tires can hold up to 40 psi, and the ideal is to have the front at 32 and the back at 36. So I have an inflator, an electric one. It makes it a lot easier to check your pressure. So right now we have the front side. Let's give it a second at 14 psi. Let's go ahead and increase this to 32. Let's pump it up. And then we do the exact same thing for the back, but at 36. I have to say, this is a bike that comes pretty well calibrated in the sense of the derailleur. For Shimano, the 7-speed system is working great. I already took it out for a spin. Now, when it comes to the display, this is the S866 display, and there's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube on how to change certain settings on here. As I explained before, this bike is definitely restricted because for a 750 watt bike, this should go a little bit faster. So anyways, the common settings on here is that if you press quickly here the plus button, I believe that actually you hold it, you hold it for about 2 seconds, it turns on the headlight, and as you guys can observe, it's quite bright. Look, right now it is about 2 o'clock, and we can see here the reflection on the wall itself. It is a pretty bright light. To turn it off, press it again for about 2 seconds. Now we have here assist, that's your lowest speed. Then we have mode 2, and then the highest speed, which is 3. We have the battery indicator, the odometer, it is set to miles, which is awesome. And now if we press and hold the plus and the minus, like so, for about 2 seconds, we go into the P settings. So the first one here is for the screen brightness. This one is quite important. I'm just going to guide you through the most important ones. Once you select the settings, click once on the power key. Now we go into P2. This is for miles or kilometers, so you guys can observe. P3, this is for the voltage. Leave this one alone, don't touch it. This one is for the cutout time, so it is set at 10 minutes, meaning that at 10 minutes, if you're not using it, it'll turn off by itself. And so let's go back into the P settings. After a few seconds, it cuts off. So let's go here into the ones that matter. Let's go here into, hold on 1 second. I believe it is at P6 right here. This is for the tire ratio. Then we have P7. I can't recall what this is for, but I know P8, guys, this is for the speed, according to what I read already or saw a video about. So I'm not sure if that's the one for the speed because they can tweak it a little bit differently. I will have to work more on this bike in order to see where to change the speed, because we do have, let's see here. We do have several different P settings. As you can tell, we have the P0s, and then we have the P1s as well. Then we have even a P2 on here. Then it goes back into P0. So we have P0, we have about, let's see here, 9 different settings. And then for P1, we have another, let's see, 9 settings as well. And for P2, we have just 1. So anyways, I will have to work on it a little bit longer to see which one changes the speed on here, guys. But so far, I am really excited about this bike. It seems like it's very well built. So what we're going to do next is charge the battery. Let's go ahead and remove it right now. And like I said before, make sure that you twist it all the way to the unlock position. Pull it out. You can also charge it directly from here. But my charger, it is currently set on this side. Let's just go ahead and plug it in, and we go from there. Well, here we have the BK6 in action. Right here, guys, for the controller, we have it set at Assist 3. And yes, just like the word says it on there itself, if you pedal, it'll go. Once you stop pedaling, or if you pedal in reverse, it'll knock it out immediately. We have a full battery. It took a little bit less than 5 hours. It was more like 3.5 because it did have some power already. So that's the good news. And we also inflated the tires to a good PSI. just so that it makes it a little bit easier on the motor, guys. As per the speed, I need to work on that for a little bit more. If I experience any changes or find a way on how to get it faster, it will be left down in the description. But as of right now, it seems like the settings are pretty much set. So right here, if I hit the full throttle, it takes me up to 20 miles an hour like nothing happened, guys. It is super fast. Let's go ahead and try that again. So right here, you can see it takes me there to 19, and it feels quite fast too. The suspension on the front is very firm, in the sense that when you hit a bump, it doesn't bottom out completely, which is a good thing. However, guys, it is not adjustable. Yes, you heard that correctly. You cannot adjust the suspension on these bikes, which is expected. You know, for $799, I gotta tell you guys, I am quite impressed. Now, keep in mind that that's just a promotional offer. The $799 might go up, but last time I purchased a 750 watt bike, which was for my daughter, that thing cost me, I think it was like $1,700 or $1,900, and it was something quite similar to this, except that it had a pipe here on the center. It was slightly different when it comes to the design, but for the most part, it was all the same motor, same speed, same everything else, guys. What I will do now is go ahead and start increasing here the gears. So this is 5th gear, that's 6th gear. I can feel it on the pedals. And if you're doing the pedal assist mode, it is better to leave it on 6 or 7 speed, because if you go below that, unless you're doing hills, then it's going to be like you're doing nothing, guys. If you want this to be effective, I would say just leave it on the 7th gear if you're on flat land, and that'll help you quite dramatically. But right here, I can feel there's something limiting the speed. I feel like I can go faster. Once it hits like 19.8, 19.9, you can feel it, that it's losing that strength. This is awesome, guys. This is fun, and it is a very nice and stable bike. Nothing's rattling, there's no noises. Like I said, make sure that everything is nice and tight on here. And the only thing I noticed is that there's a slight wobble coming from the front tire. That could be two things. Either the tire came like that, a little bit defective, but it's not affecting the ride whatsoever. It's just that I can see it as I'm riding, or that the tires didn't come seated correctly, which is more likely what happened here, guys. I love that sense of security when it comes to this bike, in the sense that you feel the quality in it. You don't feel like it's going to be an undependable bike where it's just going to break down or the battery's going to fail anywhere. This is why I decided to take it on a longer ride, just to make sure that things were going to be as I expect them to be. And right now we've only done about 2 miles on it. You can probably see that here from the display. But it's handling great. And I've had similar bikes with similar motors and never had any issues. As per the battery, it'll be nice if I can get a replacement battery, or not a replacement, just an extra battery. Sometimes I just like to meditate a little by going on the streets and riding bikes for long distances. It helps me think. Everybody has their own way of meditating, and that's how I do my meditation. Now, not having that center pipe makes it so much comfortable depending on your height. You see, in my case, I am 5'10", and even with mountain bikes, what we call the men frame mountain bikes, I don't have an issue standing up, but I know that for shorter people that's going to be a challenge. Well, this being a 20-inch bike and having or not having that center pipe here makes it so much easier for you to stand on here. So, I mean, let me show you right now what I mean. You see, standing on the bike makes it so that there's nothing on the way bothering you, and it is a whole lot easier, regardless of your height, to stand using your two legs, guys. Again, truly appreciate the design. It's a pretty lightweight bike, only at about 60 pounds. That's actually quite acceptable in my book. Now, something I wish I had was an actual horn. Right now, all we get is a little bell. And if you ring that thing, guys, you're gonna confuse a lot of people with thinking that you're selling ice cream instead. So, yeah, that's something I didn't like much about the bike. But hey, you know, we can't get everything, especially at this price point. What I'm surprised about is the seat comfort. The seat is super comfortable. Right now we've done about 3 miles into the riding, and I have to say that I don't have any type of pain or feel any pain at all, guys, which is hey, that's a plus if you ask me. And for the sake of science, I am testing that little back seat here. I am sitting on it right now, guys, and I'm 225 pounds, and this is actually funny. This thing can hold me just fine. Now, do I recommend doing this on a regular basis? Absolutely not. But if you have a small kid, maybe you can add aftermarket pegs, foot pegs on here, and have it to where you can have a passenger, but it has to be lightweight. I would say no more than 60-70 pounds. To be like a little kid or something. Alright, so we have arrived here at the Dyers Park in Florida, which is the one with the hills, and we have this thing completely unfolded. We just arrived here, so first things first, make sure you lift the front when it is unfolded, and then simply just snap on this tensioner right here, like so. And then you're gonna have a clip that looks like this. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Let me re-angle the camera. Just make sure you pull this down. Now we do the steering, which is a very simple step as well. Make sure that once again it does snap on. This little pin moves to the side, and now we can go ahead and tension it. Now all we got to do is the seat, which is up here. And so for the seat, simply place it in here like so, and I had it just about there. That's where I like it. I don't like to be too high up there, guys. Now we undo the pedals like so, and voila, guys, that was just about 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and close this up and test it on the hills. And well, this is the hill test that I was talking about before. This is the steepest hill that I can find locally. So we have it on assist 5 now, and on gear 7. So I am not going to pedal. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And effortlessly and without very little effort, guys, this thing is doing right now 19 miles an hour. Check this out, guys. I mean, this is expected on a 750 watt 48 volt e-bike. It has a lot of power. So once again, I didn't have any issues whatsoever when it comes here to the hill test. Another test that we are about to perform here will be the stopping power right here. So there we go. That was using both of the brakes. Before I came to a complete stop, about, I don't know, maybe 15 feet, 20 feet, that was the distance that it took for me to come to a complete stop. So the braking power, I mean, it's not the same as when you have hydraulic brakes. These are standard mechanical brakes, so don't expect, you know, anything crazy when it comes to stopping power. But for the most part, it does a good job. As of right now, I mean, the bike only has 6 miles now, and yeah, it's holding well, guys. It is holding quite well. Well, guys, that is it for today's unboxing, setup, and review of this very cool looking and functional bike, which is the Hitway. And I have to say, guys, it is not disappointing at all so far. The only complaint that I have is that the front tire wobbles a little bit, and I'm talking about the actual tire, not the rim. So that could be two things. Maybe the tire came defective, and the other is that it is most likely not seated properly, so I'm gonna have to take it apart and check and see what's going on. And as per the battery here in the back, it is amazing to have a removable battery. You can get another pack of these. They're about $200, and they are available on Amazon. And having two will give you that independence of, well, not having to worry about the distance. Super great bike, guys. Don't have any complaints at all. Make sure that you check the link down below. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this, and I'll see you on my next one.